trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice for y'all. Now I gotta outprice for y'all. Snake eyes and face for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I'm broken the ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the balls, I'm flipping the all record, I still count wins when they got it. All record, I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. All record deals. Tell them talk to college for the quote. All record, I still want the act, not the ghost. I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, 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 for the record.
Vaping's kind of like a plague.
Vaping is upsetting.
When I see my friends vaping and talking about how they spent this much money and how they've gone through this many vapes this week, just like really, it doesn't give me a positive outlook.
Like having to watch people die due to nicotine. In high school, a lot of my friends did vape, and at times I did feel like peer pressure to do it. Definitely prioritize your health and make sure that you are doing what's best for you. And if you need help, to reach out for it. Don't be afraid.
With me today, we're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account.
Oh my gosh. Specific answer.
They're learning quick.
Can we Google it?
Whatever. Okay.
He's a quick study.
There's so many words I want to say. Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Find your passion. Find your people. Find your purpose. Find your superior.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to UWS Men's Soccer here on 91.3 FM KUWS and also on Yellow Jacket TV, as well as the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. This is Matt Johnson coming to you live from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium here on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where the Yellow Jacket men's soccer team returns home to take on a top 10 opponent here tonight in Division III men's soccer and the Augsburg Oct. Again, Matt Johnson alongside our teams, both from 91.3 FM and Yellow Jacket TV, welcoming you to another broadcast of Yellow Jacket men's soccer. UWS coming into this non-conference contest against Augsburg, sitting at 8-3 now overall, 6-0 in the UMAC. Joe Mooney in his 18th season at the helm of the Yellow Jacket men's soccer program. 237 victories and counting now for Coach Mooney. The Yellow Jackets have won 8 consecutive games, coming off of another win on Saturday, scoring twice in the second half on the way to posting a 3-0 shutout victory over Bethany Lutheran. That game was played down at Shields Field and Mankato, Minnesota. With that victory, UWS has now won their last 30 UMAC conference games consecutively, dating back to September 27th of 2023, and have defeated the Vikings 6 straight times, dating back to September 24th of 2023. UWS taking the lead at just 9:07 into the opening half as Rowan Wagner headed home Harvey McLaughlin's corner kick for his 3rd tally of the season to give the Yellow Jackets an early 1-0 lead over the Vikings that carried over into halftime. Then in the second half, Jake Kidd netted his team-leading 7th goal of the season at 52-57, taking a feed from teammate Orlando Fertelman before placing a shot underneath Bethany Lutheran keeper Brady Price for a 2-0 UWS advantage. From there, Freddie Watson closed up the scoring in the contest at 70-33 with his 4th goal of the season to make it a 3-0 final. For that game on Saturday, UWS held an 11-8 edge in total shots, including a 6-2 advantage in shots on goal. Patrick Sessions went all the way for the Yellow Jackets in goal, posting 2 saves to earn the shutout. Meanwhile, Augsburg comes into this contest 11-1 overall, 3-1 in the Maya. Greg Holker in his 21st season at the helm of the Aggies program, 205 victories and counting for Coach Holker. Now they're rated number 10 in the latest United Soccer Coaches Division III Top 25 national poll that came out earlier this afternoon. The Aggies rebounding from their first loss of the season last time out on Saturday, rallying back from a 1-0 deficit by scoring 3 times in the second half to Don McAllister in Maya conference action by the score of 3-1 at McAllister Stadium in St. Paul, Minnesota. In that match, the Aggies fell behind early when McAllister Kasdan Blattman converted a penalty kick at 28-32 to give the Scots a 1-0 advantage that carried over into the intermission, but Augsburg rallied in the second half. Evening matters at the 53:09 mark when Christopher Plaza Alvarado netted his 4th goal of the campaign from the penalty spot to make it a 1-1 contest. Diego Veit then scored the first of his 2 goals for the game at 66:01 from Alvarado to give the Aggies the lead for good at 2-1. Veit went on to add an insurance tally at 68:01 unassisted to make it a 3-1 final. For the game, the Aggies held a 14-10 advantage in total shots, including a 7-3 edge in shots on target. Christian Hodges went all the way in goal for Augsburg, making 2 saves to get the victory. So both these teams coming into this non-conference contest here on this Tuesday evening in Superior, where conditions are temperatures, I should say, are pretty good for the college soccer contest. Not a lot of wind, temperatures about in the mid-50s as we begin game time here tonight, and it should make for a very entertaining contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Aggies here before the evening is out. So that's the story as we begin our pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce here in Superior. And with that being the case, we'll take our first break of the pregame show and come back with more, including a conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Joe Mooney. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes, so stick around for that. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back with Yellow Jacket head coach Joe Mooney. And, Coach, it's been a few games since we last chatted, but really impressive run for your team here. 8 straight wins. Won't get into the details and nitty-gritty of all 8 wins, but I think this last weekend was really kind of a big statement for your team, just being the fact that you had back-to-back games and back-to-back nights in less than 24 hours. That's a real challenge, for any team in soccer. And on top of that, you were playing in uncharacteristic weather conditions for this time of year. I mean, the temperatures down there were in the 80s, the 90s. It was sticky. It was humid. You had water breaks. But you guys got a couple of really nice wins, including the win against Bethany Lutheran. I mean, it seems like your team really has stepped forward now and found itself here as we're heading into the second half of the conference season. And, of course, a really big game here tonight against Augsburg.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I mean, typical October weather, right? I mean, New Ulm and Mankato were both. I mean, it was hot down there. Obviously, we moved the game time up on Saturday to a 10 a.m. kickoff, which is, I think, the first time since I've been here that we've kicked off at 10 a.m. We've had a couple 11 a.m.s in the NCAA tournament, but and like you mentioned, I think really good results. I really give a lot of credit to our guys for just staying bought into the way that we wanted to operate this weekend. We really rotated a lot of minutes to try to get a lot of guys in, a lot of guys looks, but then also obviously just keep some miles off legs, especially in that extreme heat. And it worked out well. We had a good conference win against Martin Luther, and then obviously the 1 and 2 teams playing in from the conference on Saturday. And I'll tell you, for anybody that's watched our region and watched our conference, they know Bethany is no joke, especially this year. I really like their squad. I really think there's a lot of talent, especially I think the way they move the ball in the midfield, really good. They're stout defensively, and they've got guys up top that, got some good looks against us. I think there's some youth there, but I really do like their squad. And so to be able to get that win, I think was really big. And hopefully it'll kind of perpetuate us here in the second half of the season.
One area we have not really talked about so far is the strength you guys have shown on set pieces. I mean, that's been an area of focus for years for you guys, but it seems like every set piece you guys are at least looking dangerous. I mean, you scored a couple more set piece goals against Bethany Lutheran on Saturday. You've looked dangerous on set pieces. Freddie Watson and Harvey McLaughlin, the combination of those two, a lefty and a righty. Seems like it's really opened up some things. And Rowan Wagner now has 3 goals on the season, coming up from his outside back position. He's been really good in the air. Seems like the set piece angle of your team this year has been really good.
Yeah, and again, it's all credit to the players for buying in. I think soccer players at times, they love more of the free flow of the game and some of the, the more attractive elements of the game. And set pieces are gritty. And this group has bought into that being a big part of our identity. And maybe even at times against their better judgment. But I give our upperclassmen a lot of credit. And also, our assistant coaching staff who has been, sort of tirelessly working on video and on drawing different things up and bringing different things to training. It's been fun to work with this staff. And, I think over the last couple of years, shout out to my guy Gus, who was coaching with us for the last couple of years, is now coaching the club team. It was kind of his big thing was getting us wrapped around that. And he gave us some pretty cool elements to kind of use as a blueprint. And now this staff has really kind of taken off with it. So, it's cool to see that collaboration between the staff and the players. And I've just kind of been able to sit back and watch and enjoy it, to be honest, man.
Another aspect of you guys' game this year that I think people sometimes miss is how clinical you've been. Because in the past years, you've generated a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities, and scored a lot of goals. This year, you haven't been getting as many statistically shots and shots on target as you have, but the goal scoring really hasn't dropped off all that much. You're still scoring. I mean, you guys have been really clinical in front of goal this year. That must also be a nice thing with the second half of the season coming up.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is kind of the behind-the-scenes work. It's not just that we're finishing better. I think it's that we're generating better chances. We're a little bit more patient and pragmatic in the way that we're building. And I think that has a lot to do with just if you're seeing better chances, you're probably going to finish more of them, right? So again, it's just a lot of credit to the players for the way that they have approached this season and approached sort of systematically what we've been doing. Again, I think the other big thing is our assistant coaching staff. Will Mainstrom, he's big into pattern work. I'm not a big pattern guy in training, but he's brought a lot of different patterns in, and I think it shows in the way that we're playing, in the way that we're generating offense and generating opportunities. And so, again, that's something he has worked tirelessly on to bring into our squad and our staff. And so, when we have young guys like that really have a passion for different elements of the game, it gets really fun. And again, I've just been able to sit back and just kind of watch that go to work.
And now we're going to turn to a big challenge for you guys tonight against Augsburg. Top 5 team in the country, had a really kind of almost shocking loss against St. John's in a lot of ways in 2 games ago. Then they rebounded with a nice win last time out against McAllister, another team that you've seen this year. You'll see St. John's, of course, later in the season. But all things being equal, this could be the best team that Greg Holker's had, and that's saying something because he's been there now. This is his 22nd year at the helm of the Augsburg program. They started out like gangbusters, won their first 10, and then they're now in the top 5 in the country. Might drop a little bit in the next poll, but they've really had a heck of a run here, haven't they, to start the season?
Yeah, and it's, I think the result against the Johnnies, shout out to my guy Tudor. You mentioned it's surprising. It's also not. I think they're really good this year, and at home on grass, I think they're a lot better than a lot of people give them credit for. They're young, but they're good, and they've racked up a ton of wins as well. So, I'm not surprised that Augsburg is on the run that they're on. You add in, I think, one of the legends of Division III soccer in Greg Holker, an absolute, terrific coach and a mentor of mine. You add that coaching in his staff. With Peyton and Zukowski and that whole group, he's got a pretty killer staff. And then you add in the talent that they've got, Matt, and you mentioned, so the guys up top. Mizzy and some of these guys that have been really good for them for years, and then to add a guy like Carver Tierney, who I think is a really special Division III player. Obviously has played at even higher divisions up to this point. You and I saw him a couple of times over the summer, when they were up with his MPSL side, playing against Duluth FC. You add that piece in the mix, and it's just I think that they're a special team. I really do. That said, I love the way that we match up with them. I think it's going to make a really entertaining game tonight. And again, you put the coaching of a guy like Greg Holker, I think on par with anybody else in Division III or anybody else in college soccer for that matter. And it makes it a tough battle. And now, again, I really do think that there's a squad there that they can make a really deep run come November.
Those are the words of Yellow Jacket head coach Joe Mooney as the 2 teams are out at the center of the field, getting ready for the introductions by our public address announcer here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, Ryan Castaneda. We'll turn things over to Mr. Castaneda for the introduction of the 2 squads here in just a moment.
Are we on break?
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium for tonight's NCAA Division III men's soccer match, featuring the Augsburg University Aggies and your University of Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets. At this time, let's meet the starters for tonight's match, beginning with the visiting Aggies. Number 00, Christian Hodges. Number 3, Remus Repchuk. Number 6, Joseph Swallen. Number 7, Misael Harris. Number 9, Carver Turney. Number 10, Mitchell Munzing. Number 16, Cesar Daniel. Number 18, Samson Jacey. Number 21, Zachariah Sherian. Number 22, Asher Johnson. And number 24, Jeffrey Richter. The head coach of Augsburg is Greg Holker. He's assisted by Nick Zuchowski, Peyton Boych, Oscar Herrera, and Spencer Enright. And now, the starting lineup for your Yellow Jackets. A senior from Brighton, England, wearing number 00, Patrick Sessions. A junior from London, England, wearing number 4, Adam Caffel. A junior from Watlington, Oxfordshire, wearing number 5, Jacob Wiles. A sophomore from London, England, wearing number 6, Orlando Fertelman. A senior from Surrey, England, wearing number 12, Isaac Beckett. A junior from McFarland, Wisconsin, wearing number 13, Roland Wagner. A freshman from Sartell, Minnesota, wearing number 14, Seth Davidson. A junior from London, England, wearing number 15, Harvey McLaughlin. A senior from Cardiff, Wales, wearing number 31, Joel Thomas. A senior from Wendover, England, wearing number 32, Freddie Watson. And a senior from Superior, wearing number 34, Jake Kidd. The head coach of the Yellow Jackets in his 18th season is Joe Mooney. He's assisted by Will Mindstrom, Jake Myron, and Brandon Johnson.
So those are your starting lineups for the game here tonight between the Yellow Jackets and Augsburg. And with that being the case, we will bring a close to our pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. Take one more quick break and come back with the opening kick of the contest between UWS and Augsburg. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. A couple of series notes before we get this one underway between the Yellow Jackets and the Aggies. Augsburg leads the all-time series with UWS 15 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws since their first matchup back in November 1st of 1998. The two teams last met on August 30th of last year and played to a scoreless draw down in Minneapolis at Edor Nelson Field. In their last matchup here in Superior, the Yellow Jackets got a goal from Felipe Oliveira at 66-16 to give the Yellow Jackets a 1-0 victory in that contest. That contest, by the way, was played up the road at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. So this is the first time the Aggies have ever played here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. That victory by the Yellow Jackets, by the way, in 2023 also snapped a 4-game winning streak for the Aggies in the series that dated from September 7th of 2019. Yellow Jackets in their home white jerseys with the gold trim will be going from left to right from my vantage point here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium in this opening 45 minutes, while the Aggies are in their traveling maroon jerseys with the gray trim. They'll be going from right to left here in this opening half. Not a lot of wind to start this one. Maybe a slight breeze going from left to right. Temperatures, as I mentioned in the pregame, about 50 to 55 degrees. All in all, not a bad night here for mid-October. The moon is coming up over the left horizon, and so not a lot of clouds in the sky either, so we should have dry conditions for this one as the Aggies will kick off today's opening kick, sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, and we are officially underway. Thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday night. Yellow Jackets and the Aggies here in Superior. As the ball into the Yellow Jacket 18 is played away by UWS's starting keeper tonight, Patrick Sessions, and now it'll come near side. The Aggies now try to come up the left side. Augsburg on the season, by the way, 36 goals scored so far this year. They have conceded 8. The Yellow Jackets, meanwhile, 39 goals for and 12 against to this point of the 2025 campaign. As here's a ball now over the top. Yellow Jackets able to clear it away, at least momentarily. And now Augsburg will put it back into the middle. This is Mizell Harris now had it momentarily. Now it's taken away by the Yellow Jackets, and now they'll trigger to the far side. This is Jake Kidd for UWS. Playing it to the wide side of the field, looking for Joel Thomas. Now Kidd turning on the right foot. Kidd's ball now finds Rowan Wagner on the right side. Wagner will square it to the outside for Freddie Watson. Watson on the left foot, and he'll play it back now for Wagner. Rowan Wagner, who has 3 goals on the season for the Yellow Jackets. All 3 of them coming on set pieces, as we talked about in the pregame open, as this ball now is played in with the left foot by Watson, trying to hit freshman Seth Davidson for UWS. That one grabbed out of the air by Christian Hodges, getting the starting goal for the Aggies. And the Yellow Jackets now playing it toward midfield, where the Aggies will take over. Here's a ball through. Mitchell Munsing sending it through. It was broken up by the Yellow Jackets, however, and now Augsburg trying to trigger it near side. Throw coming up now. Cesar Daniel leaving it now for the right side rung of Mitchell Munsing. And now the Yellow Jackets able to clear it away as they came toward UWS's 18. It's sent to the far side of the field. Now the Aggies will reset. Now ball over the top. Headed back. As it came in, they were trying to spring Carver Tierney in on that side. Able to head it back for his goalkeeper was Jacob Wiles. And Sessions now for UWS on the right foot. And now he'll send it into the far side and out of play for a throw as it goes in the Yellow Jacket bench along the far side of the surface here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. There's a throw coming in now for Harris. He'll give it. Ball comes up the middle. Now there's pass near side for the Aggies. Intercepted momentarily, and now Augsburg takes it right back. Daniel now to the far side of the field. And Augsburg now will reset. They'll move it on the right side. Daniel to the far side. Well, trying to spring Tierney inside the 18. Carver Tierney taking it wide, trying to cross it over the face of goal. And now here is Harris coming in, trying to get a shot away with the left foot, and he'll leave it high and wide. Goal kick coming up here for Patrick Sessions. Just about 4 minutes elapsed here in this first half. As he gives it right to the far side of the field. Seth Davidson coming back for UWS, now flicking it forward for Joel Thomas. Now in the middle, here's Jake Kidd. Kidd now seeing it near side. Here's Freddie Watson in the Augsburg 18. Watson now turning on the left foot. He's up the middle. Here's a shot attempt by Harvey McLaughlin coming in late. And he curls it over the top of the bar. First really good look for UWS in transition there. And it'll be a goal kick now, so both teams a couple looks at goal here in the early going. Nearly 5 minutes elapsed. Hodges will take this one from his own 6. Gives it right back toward midfield. Isaac Beckett for UWS rising up, trying to get a head ball down. Now Beckett will take it again. Pops it over the top. Daniel now to the near side for the Augies. Left-footed ball. Intercepted now by McLaughlin. Harvey McLaughlin for UWS. Playing a 1-2 here with Davidson. Davidson will leave it back. Now here's Beckett. Beckett to the far side of the field. Here's a shot attempt just off the base of the the goalpost on that left side. Jackets still with possession. Now here's Beckett over the top. Headed across the face of goal. Out in the middle. Here's Kidd getting a shot away. That one blocked. UWS buzzing around the Augsburg goal here. Here's Davidson popping it back up again. Here's Kidd getting ahead to it. Still hasn't been cleared by the Augies, and now finally they'll play it up the middle, but UWS throwing a haymaker there. Joel Thomas hitting the base of the post on the left side, and now Augsburg trying to come back on the transition themselves. Here's Tierney. Cross midfield. Has Harris with him. Misael Harris with the shot attempt. That one blocked. Adam Kaffel for UWS will clear it now. Here's Davidson's ball now to the far side. And Jake Kidd taken out from behind. And they're going to say it was, I guess, a foul on Kidd. Free kick here coming up. Jackets were very close to scoring first here. As the Augies will line this one up far side now. Free kick now by the Augies toward the top of the Yellow Jacket 18, flicked up into the air. Now Wiles trying to hit it down. Beckett trying to find it. Now Wagner, and we'll clear it away from Asher Johnson, who was coming in for the Augies, and now we're going to have a whistle and unable to keep it in near side here was Freddie Watson. It'll be a throw now for the Augies. Danielle will take it, senior from Portland, Oregon. His throw in now intended for Carver Tierney, picked off by Isaac Beckett, and now he sends it forward looking for UWS's Jake Kidd. Kidd tried to make a move around the central defender. Well done there by the Augies, however, to break up the play. Now Daniel comes all the way back. He'll lay it off. And now checking back, here's Johnson. Asher Johnson's ball toward midfield. Headed back now by UWS's Rowan Wagner. And now a couple players coming together. Orlando Fertelman for UWS. Into the back of Daniel. Foul on the Yellow Jackets. Quick restart here for the Augies. Joseph Swallen now to the far side of the field. Now in the middle, here's Harris. Misael Harris dispossessed on a nice defensive play there by Fertelman, and he'll go all the way back now. And Patrick Sessions now to the near side. Here is Freddie Watson. Watson for Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin now making move around one. Passing it for Fertelman and gets it right back, and now the Jackets will switch to the field for Adam Kaffel. Kaffel now finding Seth Davidson. Davidson in the middle. And now ball to the far side, intercepted by Augsburg. This is Johnson now for Tierney. Carver Tierney. Tackled off the ball there on a nice defensive effort by Isaac Beckett for UWS. And now here's Watson. In the middle, McLaughlin, Fertelman, Wagner. Wagner's ball to the left side, headed back now by Augsburg defensively. And now they'll set back up. Zechariah Sherian for the Augies, and now to the far side of the field near midfield. Augsburg now will set up from the back. Good pace of this one so far. Nearly 10 minutes elapsed. No score. Yellow Jackets and Augies. Daniel now on the near side. In the middle now, Harris. Playing on the wide side, take a deflection. Now Kaffel for the Yellow Jackets will settle it. Now here's Isaac Beckett, UWS's team captain. To the near side now, here's Freddie Watson. Watson bringing it for Jake Kidd, who's had an active start. Kidd now. As an Augsburg defender draped all over him, here's Kidd. Sending it back now, here's Watson. Freddie Watson for UWS. Playing a ball into the 18, cleared away near side. And the Augies now triggering it forward. Now here's Tierney. And a foul going to be called here on the Yellow Jackets. Isaac Beckett getting in the back of Carver Tierney. We'll have a free kick right near midfield. Cesar Daniel takes it quickly now to the far side of the field. They flip it over the top. Looking for Tierney. Yellow Jackets dealt with it. Now back up the middle. Turning and getting a shot away. Comes in on goal was Munzing, and the save going to be made by UWS's Sessions as he went to his right. He'll hold on to it here. Here's Wiles now for Sessions. And the high press causes a turnover. It'll be a throw now for the Augies, far side of the field. Augsburg going to flood the box here. 6 Augies in the Yellow Jacket 18 as the throw comes in. And UWS now clearing it back up the middle toward midfield. Jay Kidd running it down defensively. The Augies, Harris, though, will go right back. Daniel with it now on the left foot. Sends it over now. Remus Repchuk coming forward. Seth Davidson able to take it away from him, and now here's Freddie Watson. And Watson will go back now for Sessions, who will get into one. Sends it near side. Samson JC now to the far side. Finding Harris. A support ball back, intercepted, and the Jackets with Freddie Watson now on the near wing. Watson against a double team, back for Rowan Wagner. Wagner now leading it forward. And it'll be a throw now coming up for Augsburg. Daniel will throw it in now, near side. His toss comes in. Harris trying to bring it down. Fertelman for UWS, popping it in the air. Now Swallen's ball up the middle. Wiles able to tackle it back. Now Harris trying to go for a Repchuk on the far side. Joel Thomas ranging back with the left foot. Now he'll clear it over midfield. And the Augies will reset. JC now will go all the way back. Ball comes into the middle. Here's Munzing now. Mitchell Munzing coming through Yellow Jacket defense. Lays it off for Harris. Al Harris now coming at an angle. And tackled away from him over the end line by UWS's Rowan Wagner. Our first corner kick comes in the 13th minute. The Augies will take it. There's a good pace here so far on this Tuesday night. Augies will load this one up backside. Jackets right now zonally marking near the 6. Augsburg with 7 players in the 18. Bending ball, back post. Davidson back now, heads it away for UWS. Swallen will run it down now for the Augies. Repchuk back to the outside. Tackled over there now by UWS's Joel Thomas. Thomas to the far side looking for Kidd. And the Augies taking it right back. Now Fertelman. Couple of moves around Harris. Now approaches the midfield stripe. Play it short now for Joel Thomas. Now Thomas gets it back. I said the pace is good here so far between the two teams. Here's Harvey McLaughlin now. McLaughlin to the outside now. Joel Thomas trying to throw. Quickly taken now. Here's the freshman Davidson. Sending it into the middle of the field. Beckett heading it for Fertelman. Orlando Fertelman now. And play it up the middle. Intercepted, and now the Augies. Swallen near side. Left-footed ball to the wing. Looking for Harris. Picked off by UWS's Caffel. Now Thomas. Playing it on now. Seth Davidson. And his return pass for Thomas out of play. It'll be a throw here coming up for Augsburg. Throw comes in now for Jay-Z. He'll play it near side. Danielle back for Jay-Z. chip ball over the top, headed back by Wiles from the back line. Here's Fertelman. And Rowan Wagner flipping a ball over the top, looking for Davidson. Daniel has a tackle away. Wagner making the tackle, and now they're going to stop the clock. Give him a yellow card. Got a whole lot of the ball on that one. Apparently got too much of Daniel as well, and it's the first yellow. It comes with 30:04 remaining here in half number one. Can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets. Tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and me throughout the years. We sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. So Wagner into the book. Swallow will take the free kick, and now the Augies will set up here. Here's a ball played up the middle. UWS intercepted, and now going the other direction with it is Joel Thomas. Thomas taking it wide for UWS. Trying to feather it through. Repchuk now will come back and collect the loose ball for Augsburg, and now the Augies will switch it near side for Daniel. Cesar Daniel cutting inside on the left foot. Daniel accelerating as he comes across the line. Wagner, after the yellow card, now playing it for Watson. Freddie Watson now for Fertelman. Now Davidson for the Yellow Jackets will square to the outside, and UWS now will try to build from the back. Ball over the top now for Jay Kidd. Kidd getting stood up. Turns it over near the Augsburg 18, and now the Augies trying to trace back. Here's Asher Johnson coming back. He'll play in the middle for Jay-Z, and he'll go all the way back now for Hodges, who will give it a ride with the right foot. Wagner for UWS now playing on a yellow. Popped up the middle. Beckett sending it right back. And now it's Swallen. Outside for Repchuk. He's now angling it near side, looking for the running Carver Tierney, intercepted by Wiles. He'll send it forward with the left foot. Now Davidson. Seth Davidson for the Jackets. Bending a ball near side. Daniel and Freddie Watson step for step. Now Watson getting a step inside. Watson coming in deep. Try to play it across the face of goal. Will be cleared away by JC, and it'll be a corner kick for the Jackets, their first of the match. Nice move that time by Freddie Watson. Cutting inside of Cesar Daniel to get on the end line. Trying to cross it to the 6. Samson JC coming over to knock that one away. And it will be a corner kick now. Watson will take it. Set piece opportunity for UWS. Watson, high arcing ball, back post, and coming forward and grabbing it as Hodges. And Hodges now will wait a few moments to get his teammates forward before he tosses it to the far side for Repchuk. Now Daniel near side. Playing it short, Munzing popping it in the air. Jackets able to turn it back now with Beckett. And now Fertelman will spray it out of play. It will be a throw here coming up for the Augies. Stick around for our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have our first half summary. Look at the first half stats. We'll also catch you up on all the goings-on with the Yellow Jacket Athletics. All that coming up. And 26 minutes and change here of game time. In the meantime, we play on now. Here's Daniel. In the middle now, Munzing. Ball bounding around a bit. Now McLaughlin for UWS. Harvey McLaughlin. And he'll square it outside for Adam Caffel. Caffel for UWS on the left foot. To the left side now, it's Joel Thomas. In the middle now, McLaughlin. Dispossessed. The Augies trying to trigger it back. Here's Johnson. And back now, Daniel. Daniel now over the top looking for Carver Tierney. He's been their target forward here so far. Asher Johnson now coming in to pick it up. And now UWS off the turnover. Seth Davidson on the far sideline. Beckett. And they're going to call a foul, looks like on Augsburg here. Or are they going to call just a throw? Looks like they are just going to give a throw. Now here's Johnson coming up the middle. Johnson now will take a shot with the left foot. Dips into the waiting arms of Patrick Sessions, who was in perfect position for the Yellow Jackets to make that grab. He'll roll up for Wiles now. Augsburg with that high press now coming near side. Freddie Watson now lofting it over midfield. Looking for Jake Kidd. And a foul going to be called here on Augsburg. Over the back of Kidd. UWS taking it quickly. Here's McLaughlin. Coming in now is Watson. Watson on the left foot. Comes to the top of the 18. Leaves it for Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin now trying to pick out Davidson. Maybe one pass too many. Intercepted by the Augies, and they clear it back up the middle of the field. Now Wagner. Daniel, and then out of play, and it'll be a throw now for UWS deep in Augsburg territory, near sideline. Wagner on the throw. Gets it in now. Here is Isaac Beckett. Go outside with it for McLaughlin. Augies in good position defensively to turn it back, and now here's Harris. Misael Harris now coming forward. Was it taken off of his foot by Wiles on a nice defensive play, and now here's McLaughlin near side. McLaughlin, Orlando Fertelman. Fertelman for UWS now lofting a ball backside for Kidd. Kidd with the head ball, and that one might have been going wide, and Hodges came for it anyway and ended up parrying it out for a corner kick. So corner kick number 2 now for UWS. It'll be a far side flag. Harvey McLaughlin is walking over to take it for the Yellow Jackets. McLaughlin, the junior from London, England, will send this one in on the right foot. Should be an in-swinger. Plays a high arcing ball, generally speaking, with his right foot, this Harvey McLaughlin. As he will go back post. And instead, he'll just spray it out of play over the top into the netting on top of the cage. For a goal kick. Would have wanted that one back, Harvey McLaughlin. A little bit too much bend on that one. Goal kick now for Hodges. Just a freshman out of New Albany, Ohio, is Christian Hodges. As he gives a ride to the far side of the field. Beckett for the Yellow Jackets. Brought down near midfield. It'll be a foul on Swallen. Free kick for the Yellow Jackets just outside the center circle. Nearly midway through this opening 45 minutes. The Aggies look like they're going to make 5 substitutions for the next opportunity. As McLaughlin will lay this one toward the top of the 18. Headed away by Augsburg. Fertelman now. On the second ball, playing it to the far side. Kidd will run it down. Jake Kidd. Back now, here's Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin dancing around a couple players, taking it in. Sends it into the 18. Now here's a shot by Beckett, and that one will ride high and over the bar. And that'll allow for the substitutions now for Augsburg. Rare to see the opposition sub before the Yellow Jackets do. And so far, Joe Mooney sticking with his starting 11, while Augsburg now has made, like I said, 3 substitutions here. As off the restart. Long ball over the top now, looking for Tierney. Now Harris in the middle. Misael Harris getting a shot away, and he'll leave that one wide of the near post. Goal kick for Patrick Sessions now. Here's Wiles off the goal kick. Toward midfield, headed down. Daniel now will take it for Augsburg. Setting a ball wide now. Here's Harris. Harris now stutter stepping. against Wagner, leaves it back. Harris for Danielle. Now in the middle for one of the substitutes, being Christopher Alvarado. In the middle. And we'll have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. Carver Tierney going down. Dangerous spot here for the Aggies. This is about 20 yards away from Patrick Sessions' goal. As the clock continues to move, 20 minutes, 28 seconds remaining, half number one. No scores of yet, but a good opportunity here for the Aggies. As Misael Harris stands over this one. Jackets holding a line at the middle or the upper half of the 18 as here's a shot. That one deflects off the wall. And off the deflection then following up was Danielle, and he'll spray it out of play for a Yellow Jacket goal kick. So the wall does its job. 19 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the half. Yeah, Sessions for the Yellow Jackets. We'll line this one up from his goal spot. Gives it a ride, far side of the field. Beckett flicking it up in the air. McLaughlin will lay it back now. Fertelman with the left foot. Jay-Z playing it toward the midfield stripe. Now Fertelman. Orlando Fertelman for UWS. Back for Wiles. Jacob Wiles does well to pick out Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin with some space now in front of him. Turns on the right foot. Lofts it over the top. Rowan Wagner has Fertelman with him. Now they switch it far side for McLaughlin. Harvey McLaughlin now. Toward the 18. That one cleared away by the Aggies, and now they'll pump it forward. Harris in a foot race with a couple of Yellow Jackets. Harris there first. Gets inside of Jacob Wiles. Misael Harris trying to turn. Still on the right foot. Gets a shot away and he scores. My goodness. Beat two Yellow Jacket defenders and got the shot away. Might have taken a deflection too. It sounded like it might have been deflected. That's a heck of a play by Misael Harris. Let's see who got the assist on that. And that was a heck of a strike. Goal coming with 18:20 remaining in the half. For Harris, that's goal number 7 on the season. Got inside position against Wiles, and Wagner tried to come over. And he didn't. Took a shot and just laced it in the right side netting. Like I said, a really nice finish by Harris. Take nothing away from him on that one. The 5'8" senior from Happy Valley, Oregon, gives the Aggies a 1-0 lead. So now the Jackets going to have to fight from behind here. Goal number 37 on the season for the Aggies. The Jackets now have given up 13. Here's Fertelman now. Freddie Watson playing it up the middle. Davidson. Beckett. Fertelman now. Fertelman now taking it wide. Crosses out in front. Looking for Jake Kidd. That one headed away by Augsburg. Pick it up now by McLaughlin. Haven't been a lot of chances either way, but give Harris, that was just, give him credit on that one. That was a wonderful effort by the senior from Oregon. Came in against two Yellow Jacket defenders and was able to slot it home. McLaughlin now. Jackets down by 1 to the far side. Joel Thomas clipping it back post. Looking for Isaac Beckett. Overhit the pass a bit. And it'll go out of play. Goal kick here coming up for Hodges. And UWS now will make a couple substitutions as Bryce Bolt's going to check in for the first time. Also Kyle Massingham for UWS. They'll take out Kidd and Davidson respectively here. 16:50 remaining here in the half. Misael Harris' goal as Augsburg up 1-0. The goal his 7th of the season. And now, here come the Augies again now. And that one will go out to play far side. There'll be a throw here coming up. Kappel will take it quickly here for UWS. So the Yellow Jackets respond with a goal. Here's Wiles now coming forward. This ball over the top, intercepted by Daniel. And Cesar Daniel now for Augsburg. Playing it back up the middle. Now Wiles intercepting near midfield for UWS on a pass in the Yellow Jacket territory. McLaughlin now clipping one over the top, over the head of Freddie Watson. Misjudged it a bit. There'll be a throw now for the Augies. They're going to make a substitution. Tierney is one of the players coming out for the Augies. Looks like Harris might be the other one. Clock continuing to move here. 15 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the half. Here's Daniel's throw. Headed forward now by Beckett. Waiting there for it. Jacob Tao. Now the Yellow Jackets getting a shot away. Off the right foot of Joel Thomas. Coming in, making the save to his right was Hodges. He'll hold on to it here. As we go under a quarter of an hour remaining in the half. 1-0, Augies in the lead. Now Daniel's going to come central for Augsburg. He'll switch the field far side. I'm not quite sure why, because there was nobody over there. Picked off by Joel Thomas. Thomas for the Yellow Jackets now coming to the top of the 18. Thomas getting a shot away, and that one will be grabbed off the turf by Hodges, and he'll hold on to it here. Thomas has had a couple really good looks, hit the base of the post in the first couple of minutes. As the Augies get this a ride to the far side, it'll go on the Yellow Jacket bench area. And off the throw. Beckett now. Trying to go to the outside. This one will be volleyed out of play by Augsburg. It'll be a throw now for the Jackets. Kappel for UWS. Throwing in now for Bolt. Bertelman now leaving it to the outside. Here's Thomas. Bertelman again. Orlando Fertelman will lay it back. Alfie Hudd in for the Yellow Jackets for the first time as well. We'll play it back now. Here's Wiles. Ball up the middle, intercepted. Now Wagner takes it right back. And now sent near side by Beckett. Out of play off the Augies. It'll be a throw for UWS. The Jackets going to make a substitution here. Taylor Moore is going to check in for the first time. The transfer from Division II, Montana State Billings now will come in. He will take out Freddie Watson. And Wagner will line up a throw now. Near side. Long one coming here. Jackets right now with about 5 players around the Augsburg 18. As Wagner lines it up. Instead, actually, he'll go short. Here's Massingham. Wagner bending it in, and that one will be grabbed by Hodges. And he'll hold on to it here. Hodges will roll it near side now. Here's JC. Samson JC. Laying it off now. David Riera. Back into the middle. For Christopher Alvarado. Now they'll swing to the far side, and they'll pump it over the midfield stripe well over the top of everybody, and out of play for a Yellow Jacket throw now right in front of their own bench. Again, stick around for halftime. Sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have our first half summary. A look at the first half stats. We'll also give you our Yellow Jacket sports summary. All that coming up at halftime. As here now making a move in was Joel Thomas. That one tackled out, and it'll be a corner kick for UWS. Thomas has had a good half here for the Jackets. The senior from Cardiff, Wales, has been good up that left wing. Massingham jogging over. He'll take the corner kick. Jackets going to bring Wagner and Wiles forward. As Massingham from the right side corner flag bends it in now. Hodges can't get there. It's still bounding around in the 6. And it'll be cleared out. That was a dangerous ball there for UWS. Wagner now. Wiles is still up, so they might go for a long throw here. And now one of the Augsburg players down to the turf here. Bryce Bolt standing next to him. After a bit of a conversation there, we'll have the throw now from Wagner. And toward the middle, popped up in the air. Now the Augies heading it up the middle. They'll clear it to the far side. Fertelman will run it down there. Massingham now back for Wiles. Actually, it was Alfie Hudd who was dispossessed, and now coming back are the Augies. Daniel now near side in Yellow Jacket territory, leaves it back. Here's Riera now. David Riera toward the Yellow Jacket 18. Now leaving it up, Daniel. Let's bring a couple Yellow Jacket defenders. And the cross from Caleb Ibarra goes through everybody to the far side. Out of play for a Yellow Jacket throw. Offset throw, Caffel following it to the far side. Intercepted now by the Augies, and they'll reset here as we're under 10 minutes remaining. Samson JC now to the far side. Ball flicked off in the corner. The Jackets turn it back toward midfield where Augsburg will reset here. JC now to the outside. Now ball over the top, Caffel. Alfie Hudd for the Jackets. Massingham for UWS now heading it to the far side. Here's Joel Thomas on the run. And then his return pass for Fertelman, who is making a looping run to the left side. Overhit a bit. It'll be a throw for Augsburg right in front of their own bench on their side of the field. As the throw comes in. And that one headed out of play by the Augies. Throw coming up for the Yellow Jackets now. Throw from Caffel into Augsburg territory. That one will be volleyed out. And it actually leaves the stadium. First time we've seen that in a couple of games here. In the meantime, Caffel now for UWS as we go under 8 minutes remaining. Opening 45, 1-0. Augsburg in the lead. The goal, Misael Harris. His 7th of the season. And that's where we stand, 1-0 in favor of Augsburg. Jackets have had some really good looks. Joel Thomas hitting the base of the post on a move early in the game. But so far, the Augies leading it by the 1-0 margin. Now Harris comes back up the middle. Diego Veit. Now the Augies will square to the far side. Ball at the middle now. Taken by Alvarado. Playing into the 18, and now the flag goes up on the far side. I think we might have an offside against Augsburg here. Sessions came for the ball, top of his 18. Couldn't come up with it. It was loose, but On the extra touch, the Aggies were offside. So the Jackets dodging their own bullet right there. And we'll have a free kick here coming up for Sessions. Off the free kick, Augsburg will take it near midfield. Riera now. Joel Thomas with a nice defensive play. Break that up. Now he'll tackle it, and it'll go out of play. Jackets going to make a substitution here. 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the half. As the throw comes in. And UW also clear that one out. It'll be a throw here coming up. And that one will also go out for a throw. The Aggies will throw in now. Far side, deep in Yellow Jacket territory, looking for more. Already leading at 1-0. 5:40 remaining in the half. High arcing throw now to the edge of the Yellow Jacket 18. Headed away. And this crossing attempt now will clank off of the Yellow Jacket head, and that will result in a stoppage here with 5:24 remaining as said Yellow Jacket defender is down face first. Anything to the head area, of course, of concern. And so the training staff will come over and have a look at him. Quick reminder, by the way, the Yellow Jackets will next be in action this coming weekend. I'll next be in action on Friday, actually, let me backtrack on that one. Saturday, they'll be taking on Northwestern for the second time this season. The game will be played down at Reynolds Field. 6:30 p.m., the opening kick of that one. They'll next be at home a week from that Saturday. So a week from this coming Saturday, taking on Crown College right here at the Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium here in Superior. It'll be a 3:30 p.m. opening kick, 3:15 the pregame. That'll be game 2 of a doubleheader, by the way. The women will be leading things off at 1 o'clock that day. That'll be a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only, by the way. I believe it was Alfie Hudd who ended up being the unfortunate recipient of that ball off the head. So he'll come off. Still an Augsburg throw on the far side here. The clock still remaining at 5:24 as Hudd is off the field. And now the Aggies will throw in far side. And now we're going to have a foul called on Joel Thomas on the far wing. And the Yellow Jackets are going to get their second yellow. It's going to be Joel Thomas who goes into the book here. So a short corner in effect here now for Augsburg. Probably a better angle if I'm being perfectly honest about it. The Aggies right now on this free kick after the yellow card. 7 players in the 18. Jackets with a 3-player wall near the edge of the 18. On that right side. And now we're going to have to add time to the clock here. And they're going to add 11 seconds here to the clock to make it at 4:56 between us and halftime here. So the free kick is taken, deflects off the wall. Cleared by the Yellow Jackets. Now Augsburg, though, sending it right back left side. And now they're going to call a foul on the Yellow Jackets. I'm not quite sure why. especially after the Yellow Jacket player took an elbow, but clock will stop again, 4:16, and there you go. There's elbow got up on that one. Alan Bangu, I believe, was the one who got the elbow up. Ended up actually being a corner kick. Now the Augies flipping it back to the far side in the middle of the field. Beckett. Now the Augies with 3:56. Still probing in Yellow Jacket territory. Now back up the middle. Handling it with the right foot was Ibarra, and then he tried to play it into the 18. Overhit it, however, and it went out of play. Over the end line, it'll be a goal kick now for the Yellow Jackets here. And Sessions will give it a ride back toward midfield. Throw for the Yellow Jackets right at midfield will be taken by Rowan Wagner. Throw comes in. Bolt trying to get his head to it. Go out of play. Off of Augsburg. Throw again for Wagner. Near sideline. As we tick down to our 2.5 remaining. Opening half. Now ball up the middle looking for Massingham. And they're going to call a foul on the Augies. Some interesting calls here so far. And a free kick now for UWS. 25 yards or so away from Christian Hodges' goal to our right. Clock continuing to run here. 2:12 remaining, first half. 1-0 Augsburg in the lead. Beckett standing over it, as is Jacob Wiles here for UWS. Game, by the way, has been very, very even statistically to this point. 4-player wall now for the Augies, about a yard or so outside the 18. Here's Wiles getting a shot right into the wall. Now Wiles with the left foot, trying to clip it back into the middle. Now headed back up the middle. Unable to line it up there for UWS. On the attempt, I believe that was James Cole for UWS, and now it'll be sent to the far side, and that one will be tackled out. Throw now for UWS coming up here as we're approaching 1 minute remaining, first half. Moore now playing it back. Here's Ferlman for the Yellow Jackets. Going back. As we go under a minute now left. It's been a very entertaining first half. Both teams gotten plenty of looks. Actually, it's Valentin Soros. I'm having a hard time reading the numbers, folks. It's not the best lighting at this moment in time. Got my 36 and my 38 mixed up. In the meantime, UWS now on the far side of the field. Speaking of Soros, he tried to make that move with the right foot, cleared back the other direction, and now here's Wagner. 25 seconds remaining in the half. Wiles. Wagner. Wagner now hitting it over the top. 15 seconds remaining. Now looking for Bryce Bolt. Bolt for the Yellow Jackets at the edge of the 18. With 10 seconds now. Bryce Bolt turning. Had to cross it across the face of goal. Now brought down Soros. Couldn't get his touch straightened out, and the clock will run out. Otherwise, it would have been a good look for Valentin Soros, the freshman. But time expires. The first 45 minutes are in the book in Augsburg on the strength of a goal by Misael Harris. his 7th of the season, lead it by the score of 1-0. 1-0 in favor of the Augies. We'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, your score at the break, Augsburg leading the Yellow Jackets 1-0. Augsburg ranked number 10 in the country coming in this contest, and to be honest with you, it was a pretty evenly played first half, but we'll jump into our scoring summary in that opening 45 minutes. 1 goal up on the board. It comes from Misael Harris, a senior from Happy Valley, Oregon, scoring his 7th goal of the season. I'm not sure what the assist was. That goal coming, by the way, 26 minutes and 40 seconds into the first half. It was a ball that came over the top. It looked like it was more of a clearing attempt, to be honest with you, by the Augs, just sending it across midfield. It was a high ball that came in the Yellow Jacket territory on the left side, and Harris, using that 5'8" frame to shield off a couple of Yellow Jacket defenders, got inside position against Jacob Wiles, and cut to the middle. Rowan Wagner was able to catch up, also came inside, tried to get a foot inside to get the tackle in on Harris before he let the shot go, but Harris came inside the middle of the 18, let a shot go. It sounded like it might have been partially deflected, maybe not. Hard to tell from my angle, but he's able to slot it into the right side, netting around Patrick Sessions. That's our lone goal. That one, again, 26-40, the 7th of the season for Harris, and that's where we stand. 1-0 between the Yellow Jackets and the Augies. Numbers in that first half, like I said, very, very even. And that would pretty much match up with what I saw in that first half here from a broadcaster standpoint. Total shots in that first half, the Yellow Jackets with 8, while the Augies had 7. Both teams had 3 shots on goal. The Yellow Jackets had 3 corner kicks, while the Augies had 2. A pair of yellow cards were handed out in that first half, 1 each on Joel Thomas for the Yellow Jackets and Rowan Wagner for UWS, so they'll both have to watch their steps in the second 45 minutes. 7 fouls in the opening half, 4 of them against the Yellow Jackets, 1 offside call against Augsburg. And as far as goalkeeper saves, Patrick Sessions so far for UWS has 2 saves, while Christian Hodges so far for Augsburg, he has 3 stops in goal for the Augies. So like I said, pretty even first half of play, and it sets up what could be a very interesting second half. It was very much a back-and-forth game. Both teams had looks at goal. The Yellow Jackets, Joel Thomas scores at 1 point in the first half, hitting the base of the left side post. And then later on in the half, Harris giving the Augies lead. That's how close it has been here so far between the two sides. And like I said, the second 45 minutes promises to be a dandy as well. So stick around for that, of course, as we continue on here from Superior Choice Credit Union. So those are your numbers. Halfway home in this one. In the meantime, we'll take our first break, or second break, I suppose,
Yellow Jacket Sports broadcast on 91.
of the halftime break. And come back with more, including a Yellow Jacket summary, the sports summary that's coming up right after this. This is UWS Men's Soccer, 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Johnson back here as halftime rolls on. Our halftime programming, as always, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. As the Yellow Jackets trail the number 10 ranked team in the country, Augsburg, by the score of 1-0. We'll jump into our Yellow Jacket sports summary here as we're about 9 minutes away from the start of the second half of this contest between UWS and Augsburg. On the women's side, the women's soccer team now at 5-4-2 overall, 5-0-1 in the UMAC. They defeated Bethany Lutheran 4-0 this past Saturday at Shields Field and Mankato. By the way, that was Yellow Jackets women's fourth straight win. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets scored twice in each half on the way to picking up the victory. Neve Larson opened the scoring just 2:48 in the opening half, netting the first of her 2 goals on the game, off an assist from Brooke Judnick to give the Yellow Jackets an early 1-0 lead. Julia Lindow then doubled the lead at 37-26 with a penalty kick spot goal to give the Yellow Jackets a 2-0 advantage heading into the intermission. In the second half, Larson added her second goal to the contest at 65-04 before Abby Carlson closed out the scoring for the Yellow Jackets at 86-52. Off an assist from Larson, make it a 4-0 final. For the game, the Yellow Jackets holding a 13-9 edge in total shots, while both teams had 5 shots on target. Quinn Clark went all the way in goal for UWS, making 5 saves to post the shutout. They're next in action tomorrow, heading across the bridge over to Saints Field to take on St. Scholastica for the annual bridge battle between the two sides. The Golden Anchor Trophy up for grabs in that one. The Yellow Jackets have retained it 3 of the last 4 years. We'll see if they can do it again tomorrow as they take on the Saints. 2 p.m. the opening kick across the bridge again in Duluth. The Nucks be at home on Saturday, October 18th, taking on Crown College for the second time here in 2025. 1 p.m. the opening kick of that one, 12:45 the pregame. That'll be a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only. That'll also be game 1 of a double header between Yellow Jackets and Crown, the men and women playing the Polars for the second time in 2025. Volleyball now sitting at 14-7 overall, 3-1 in the UMAC. They've won their last 4 as well, including posting a 3-0 sweep of Martin Luther at Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium, just a few hundred yards away from where I am to my right. On Saturday in that match, the Yellow Jackets won by set scores of 25-17, 25-12, and 25-21. For the match, UWS limited the Knights to just 008 hitting and were led by McKenna Holbein with 14 kills and 13 digs. Sydney Bader had 10 kills as well for the Jackets, while Colleen Claude had 20 assists and 16 digs. Savannah Herring, meanwhile, had 14 digs for the Yellow Jackets and was named UMAC Defensive Player of the Week, so congratulations to her. Yellow Jacket women's volleyball back in action on Friday. This coming Friday, the 17th, they'll be taking on Crown College for the first time in the 2025 campaign. 7 p.m. the opening serve of that one. They'll next be at home on Friday, October 31st, taking on North Central at the Mertz. That'll be a 7 p.m. opening serve, 6:45 the pregame. That will also be a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only. Men's and women's golf, both teams now are done for the fall, as they both competed at the UMAC Championships, hosted by Pebble Creek Golf Club in Becker, Minnesota last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. On the men's side, UWS claiming their 6th UMAC conference title in program history. They led from start to finish, posting a team score of 913 to edge past Bethany Lutheran and Northwestern to claim their 3rd conference title in the last 4 years. So congratulations to Coach Paul Eberhardt and company. Individually, the Yellow Jackets were led by Andrew Slatton and Andrew Rude, who both finished tied atop the leaderboard, along with Bethany Lutheran's Keaton Ginter to force a 3-round playoff. All 3 golfers were +7 through 3 rounds. In the resulting playoff, Rude emerged as the individual medalist. Meanwhile, on the women's side, the Yellow Jackets placed 2nd with a team score of 1,043 over the 3 days, and were led by Olivia Weinberg, who placed 4th in the individual standings with a +13 over the 3 days. And like I said, both teams now have completed their fall seasons. They'll be next in action in the spring, especially the men, as they are off to the NCAA tournament under Coach Paul Eberhardt. So again, congratulations to the Yellow Jacket men's golf team. Men's and women's cross country, both teams competed at the Blue Gold Invitational hosted by UW Eau Claire at Whitetail Golf Course in Colfax on Saturday. On the men's side, UWS placed 23rd in the team competition with a score of 674 and were led by Maverick Hoogland, who posted a PR time of 27:01 in the individual race. Hoogland was named UMAC Cross Country Athlete of the Week, by the way, for his performance. On the women's side, UWS placed 30th with a team score of 946 and were led by Lily Smith with a time of 24:45.1. They're off this weekend, both cross-country teams, but they'll be next in action at the Augustana Interregional Invitational hosted by Augustana at Saki Golf Course in Rock Island, Illinois on Saturday, October 18th. The men's race is scheduled to start at 11 a.m., while the women's race is scheduled to start at 11:45 that same morning. Women's tennis, meanwhile, at 4-2 now overall. They split 2 matches this past weekend, defeating St. Olaf College 4-3 on Friday at the Carlson Courts down in Northfield, Minnesota, before falling to Carleton 7-0 on Saturday at Pat Lamb Courts, also in Northfield. They're next in action this coming Saturday, the 11th, taking on McAllister at the Yellow Jacket Outdoor Tennis Complex, 12 p.m. the opening serve against the Scots. And last but not least, men's tennis, 1-1 on the season. They split their first 2 matches of the season, downing St. Olaf 4-3, also on Friday at the Carlson Courts, before falling to Carleton 6-1 on Saturday. That was also played in Northfield at the Pat Lamb Courts. They are also next in action on Saturday at the outdoor tennis facility, taking on McAllister. That'll be a 3 p.m. opening between the Yellow Jackets and the Scots. So that's your Yellow Jacket sports summary. We have about 4 minutes before we begin the second half of this non-conference contest between the Yellow Jackets and Augsburg. And with that being the case, we'll take one more quick break and then come back with the start of the second 45 minutes of this non-conference clash between UWS and Augsburg. That's coming up, like I said, in about 3 or 4 minutes, so stick around for that. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We are back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, getting ready for the start of the second half of this one between the Yellow Jackets and Augsburg. A quick reminder, our next Yellow Jacket men's soccer broadcast will come up a week from this coming Saturday as UWS returns home to take on Crown College. And the men's soccer season continuing here with that one. The second time the Yellow Jackets will have seen the Polars here in 2025. 3:30 p.m. the opening kick of that one. 3:15 the pregame. That'll be a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only. It'll also be game 2 of a doubleheader. The Yellow Jacket women will lead things off that day. That, again, on Saturday, October 18th, so a week from this coming Saturday. Yellow Jacket men and the Aggies back out on the field. UWS will be going from right to left in this second 45 minutes, while the Aggies will be going from left to right. UWS will kick off here. Looks like the Yellow Jackets sticking now with their original starting 11 that's back out there. Harvey McLaughlin right now standing right at the Yellow Jacket logo, right on top of Buzz at midfield. The Aggies have not broken their huddle as of yet. But if that first half is any indication, this second half should be a real treat. The two teams went right after each other in that first 45 minutes. Produced 15 total shots between the two sides. The Yellow Jackets with 8 of them. And both teams had 3 shots on goal. And some really good looks at each other's goals. So, like I said, this second half should be a good one. McLaughlin standing over it now, waiting for our center referee. He blows the whistle, and the second 45 minutes now is underway as Jacob Wiles will lift one toward the Augsburg 18. Headed down now, Freddie Watson trying to come inside. He gets shielded off. No foul call, and now here's Orlando Fertelman picking it up for UWS. Isaac Beckett now. Singing toward the top of the 18, looking for Seth Davidson, and now he'll be whistled for a foul. Eric Riera in there to start the second half here for the Aggies. Sends a ball over midfield to the far side of the field. Here's Rowan Wagner now for UWS. Seth Davidson now flicking it into Augsburg territory. Jake Kidd trying to run it down far side against Cesar Daniel. And Kidd now able to keep the play alive. Joel Thomas now. Here's Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin now coming toward the top of the Augsburg 18. Leaves it off. Here's Orlando Fertelman. Fertelman now for the Jackets. Trying to cut back against the grain. Caught in traffic. Now Fertelman. Fertelman still with it. Edge of the 18. Now here's a ball into the 6-yard area off the right foot there of Joel Thomas. And Freddie Watson just a little bit late in arriving. Otherwise it would have been a chance. But instead it goes over the end line. And it'll be a goal kick now for the Aggies. Christian Hodges, who made 3 saves in that first half for Augsburg, will take this one. Now Augsburg setting up near side. Their ball up the middle, picked off by UWS. Fertelman. Watson now for Isaac Beckett. Beckett for UWS against 2 Augsburg players, and now this one will go out of play. It'll be a throw here now for UWS. Watson looks like he'll give way here for Caffel. Caffel has a reasonably good throw from distance as well. He'll line this one up. He'll flip it toward the Augsburg 18. Cleared back up the middle. Fertelman will leave it now for Caffel. Caffel. McLaughlin now. Here's Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin now against Riera. Going down toward the corner. And that one will go out of play. It'll be a goal kick here now for Hodges. 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the second half. And Hodges will give this one a ride. Back toward midfield. There's Carver Tierney now for Augsburg. He'll play it wide. And the Aggies now reset. Riera now in the middle. This is Mitchell Munzing now for Augsburg. He'll leave it to the far side. Now back for Alvarado. Christopher Alvarado. Outside now Harris. Played it first time. Looking for Tierney across the Yellow Jacket 6. UWS able to clear it away. Augsburg now will reset. Now Swallen. Leaving it at Munsing. Looking for Tierney. Caffel able to take it off of his foot. Now popped up in the air. McLaughlin trying to wait for it to settle. Now the Augies playing it wide off of his line, sprinting out, and now diving toward the top of his 18 to smother his Sessions. That could have been dangerous. But Patrick Sessions able to smother it. Now the Jackets will try to build from the back. Fertelman, Jacob Wiles. Caffel, Wiles. Wiles playing it up the middle now. Here's Fertelman. Harvey McLaughlin. And McLaughlin now will leave it. Here's Wiles again. McLaughlin. Caffel. Now Wiles getting into one. There's an angling ball across midfield. Headed down by Riera. McLaughlin collects for UWS. And now here's Fertelman. Orlando Fertelman. Sending it wide. And it'll go out of play off of Augsburg's Cesar Daniel on the far side. UWS off the throw. Wagner. Fertelman. Now back outside. Joel Thomas. Now lifting one in, and that one will be grabbed before his end line by Hodges. And now he'll give it a ride. And release Carver Tierney forward, and then it'll be headed out of play here by Adam Caffel. Near sideline throw coming up for the Augies. 5 minutes, 10 seconds into the second half. 1-0 Augsburg in the lead. Misael Harris's 7th goal of the season, separating the two teams to this point. Here's Riera now. And this one will be tackled out off of the foot of Asher Johnson by Isaac Beckett. Throw coming up now for the Augies. And Riera will take it. This is Eric Riera, by the way, on the near side. 2 Rieras on this squad. As the throw comes in the Yellow Jacket 18. Seth Davidson now flicking it forward. The goal scorer Harris now to the far side. And now the Augies will set back up here. Ball for Tierney, or the Yellow Jacket 18. Carver Tierney trying to turn. Stepping around Wiles, now leaves on the edge of the Yellow Jacket 18. Now Harris coming forward. Gets a shot away, and that one will skip wide. And it'll be a goal kick here for UWS's Patrick Sessions. Jackets right now overloading the left side as Sessions sends it to the near side. Here's McLaughlin. Now he'll play it all the way back. Sessions will give another try, and this time he'll spray it out of play. Not sure what the idea was there, but it's a throw now for the Augies. Here's Riera. And yeah, that's going to be a foul on Riera here as Freddie Watson off the throw came toward midfield. Riera grabbed him around the waist. That's going to be a foul call every time. And the Jackets with a restart now. Here's Harry McLaughlin. Wiles now to the far side. Here's Wagner. Joel Thomas right near midfield. Continuing it on now for the freshman Davidson. Tackled out here by Samson J.C. UWS now playing it back. Here's Wagner. Now Fertelman continuing it on. And the cross now from Thomas overhit. Running it down, though, in the corner is Freddie Watson. Now Beckett. And then the 18 trying to cross it with the left foot. He's looking for the deflection call. Didn't get it, and it'll be a goal kick as it skitters over the end line. Hodges will line this one up. Gives a ride back toward midfield. Beckett flicking it forward. And now a foul going to be called here on Isaac Beckett. As he got in the back there of Joseph Swallen. It'll be a free kick now for Augsburg. And they'll send it to the far side. Here's Daniel. Cesar Daniel. Back in the middle now for Alvarado. Alvarado's ball over the top. Sessions off of his line. Will grab that one before Munzing could get there. And the Yellow Jacket goalkeeper, the native of Brighton, England, will roll it near side now for Adam Kaffel. Now back for Fertelman and Wiles. McLaughlin. Now Wiles. Back for Harvey McLaughlin again. Takes a bit of a heavy touch. Now Kaffel running it down. Turned over now. Here's Harris. Misael Harris's ball in the middle. Taken by Alvarado, and now to the far side of the field, they'll switch it. Cesar Daniel now for Augsburg. Playing it up the middle. Now Fertelman. Off the interception. Switching it for Freddie Watson. Watson's ball in the middle. There's a touch by Jake Kidd. His ball, though, toward the 18. Taken back, and now here's Carver Tierney. Augsburg trying to come back on the counter. Here's Harris. Sending it to the far side of the field, looking for Daniel, and racing off his line to clear it away with the right foot with Sessions. It'll be a throw now for the Augies. Far side of the field, right in front of their own bench. On the Yellow Jacket side of the field. Now Swallen off the throw, coming right up the middle. They'll switch it now near side. Eric Riera. Taking it wide now for Augsburg. Laying it back again for Swallen. Now Riera. Shoveling it on now for Harris. Harris now crossing it over the top of everybody at the edge of the 18. Now Daniel coming in. Trying to get a shot away there was Tierney. That one blocked by the Yellow Jackets defensively. Now Riera with an attempt. Now tackled out. Yagi's taking it back again with Swallen. Asher Johnson now for Augsburg. We go to the far side for Daniel. Long spell of possession here for Augsburg. We're still at 1-0. Now Johnson with some space. Harris giving it off. Swallen. Joseph Swallen now for the Augies. Trying to force the ball toward the middle. Now Munzing picks it up. Johnson now trying to turn. He'll get a shot away. That one will be parried away by Sessions. And it'll be a corner kick now for Augsburg. Swallen looks like he'll be the one to come over and take it. Augsburg with the first 3 or 4 shots here of half number 2. Trying to get that second goal. And Swallen will take this one in swinger far side flag. Arcing ball back post. Rising up to head it away is Wagner for UWS. Comes back now for Johnson. Back outside now for Daniel. Now the Augies continuing it on. Here's Harris again. Playing in the middle. Munzing. Here's a shot. Save is made. Rebound is there. Another save is made. And this time they're going to call the offside, or they're going to say it's a goal. Yeah, they're going to call a handball, I think. Carver Tierney was standing right there on the doorstep. Jackets living dangerously, to say the least. A couple of huge saves for Sessions. Otherwise, this is a 2-0 game. See if UWS can take advantage of that. Augsburg humming on offense on that sequence. Off the restart now, Wiles will give it a ride. Here's McLaughlin now on the turn. Harvey McLaughlin now to the far side. Freddie Watson, who's switched sides now. with Thomas, edge of the 18. Now here's Fertelman. Orlando Fertelman playing it up the middle. Augsburg able to turn it away. Now Wagner. Looking for Thomas. Cleared away again by Augsburg. Beckett arriving now. Here's Joel Thomas. Now McLaughlin. Beckett. Joel Thomas now edge of the Augsburg 18. Now Beckett crossing it in. Cleared away by the Augies. Now McLaughlin again. And Fertelman now will send to the far side. Wagner. Laying it off now. Here's Freddie Watson on the right foot. And then the return pass from Fertelman. Too strong. It'll go over the end line. And we'll have a substitution now. Bryce Bolt's going to come in for UWS. We'll take out, looks like Joel Thomas. And another goal kick here coming up. Augsburg so far, shooting the Jackets 5-0 so far here in the second half, including 2-0 in shots on goal. But we remain at 1-0 as Hodges will take the goal kick here for the Augies. Off the goal kick, now Harris coming forward to put pressure on. He has the lone marker here so far. That goal coming at 26:40 of the opening half. 1-0, Augsburg in the lead. Go under a half hour remaining on the evening. Here's the ball now near side. Here's Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin now for freshman Seth Davidson. He'll lead it back now. Here's Orlando Fertelman. And Fertelman will leave it for Caffel. Now Davidson. Fertelman again. Davidson. McLaughlin now for UWS on the right foot. We'll leave it back. Here's Orlando Fertelman. Augies holding a high line now, about 5-6 yards ahead of their 18. Jackets right now patiently trying to break it down. Now here's Riera on a ball over the top. That'll run that one down. He'll clear it back up the middle. Fertelman trying to head it back. Now Bryce Bolt. Beckett. Ball takes a hop now to the far side. And they're going to give a goal kick now to the Augies. With 28:45 remaining. Hodges so far, who has made 3 saves for Augsburg, will line this one up, and he'll give it a ride. Comes across midfield. Caffel running it down now. Sends it forward. Getting ahead to it for UWS. Orlando Fertelman. Now Bolt. Fertelman does well now to pick out Rowan Wagner, far side. Wagner tried to feather a ball for UWS's Freddie Watson on the far side. That's picked off, and now the Augies coming back to their direction. Johnson. Asher Johnson's left-footed ball. Looking for Tierney. That one intercepted by UWS. Been very tactical here so far in the second half. Both teams are being very patient in their build-up. Actually been that way for most of the night. Now Harvey McLaughlin crosses the midfield stripe. McLaughlin for the Yellow Jackets. Squaring it. Jackets switching it now. Here's Wagner. Wagner now outside. Freddie Watson. Watson dancing on the left foot. Lays it back now. Beckett trying to take a shot. That one deflects. Now Wagner lifting a high ball. And Hodges will grab that one. Inside his own 6, and now he'll give it a ride, trying to release Carver Tierney. Adam Caffel bringing it down. Now it's Orlando Fertelman. And Fertelman now to the far side. Watson again. Bryce Bolt. Back outside for Watson. Watson now toward the end line. Played across the face of goal. Takes a deflection. And it'll go out after the Yellow Jackets again. I thought it deflected And maybe it did off an Augsburg player, but I think Seth Davidson was the last to touch it as he tried to bring it down. And another goal kick. Now at the restart, now Swallen up the middle. Space now for Johnson to the far side. Daniel with Harris on the overlap. Coming toward the Yellow Jacket 18. Now turning and getting a shot away and putting it right on target was Tierney, but save was made there by UWS's Sessions. He'll hold on to it, and that's the 6th shot on goal now for Augsburg. And Wiles now at the restart. Wagner. Freddie Watson now for the Yellow Jackets. Orlando Fertelman. Now Beckett. Harvey McLaughlin now on the near side against Riera. McLaughlin handling now. Now spinning. He'll leave it back for Fertelman. Near side, flag stays down. Edge of the 18. Here's Beckett crossing it in. Now trying to get ahead to it was Davidson, and that'll go wide and over the end line for a goal kick. Not a bad build-up there by the Jackets. Davidson. Cross was just a little too tall. Couldn't get much on it. And now off the restart, Jackets with a bit of a high press. Jay-Z playing it forward. Jackets now will just volley it out of play for another throw. This one for the Aggies deep in their own territory, far side. Here's the throw. Up the middle, Fertelman. Now Beckett. Fertelman now coming forward. Fertelman getting a shot, and that one skips wide and out of play. Well, I know Fertelman can really hit a ball from out there. We've seen it in the past. Wasn't necessarily a bad idea to give it a try. Another goal kick now. Here's Swallen. Also Swallen to the outside now. Swallen now playing a little bit more of a back line position here. They've moved Jay-Z to that far right side. Now left-footed ball forward. Here's Carver Tierney. Jackets able to break it up. They defended Tierney well here. Transfer from St. Thomas. Played Division I level for the Tommies and transferred in during the offseason, as this one now out of play. Another throw for the Aggies. We're about midway through the second half. As the throw comes in. Jeffrey Richter now for Augsburg. As they play it forward, here's Harris. To the far side. Now Tierney. Edge of the 18. He'll play it back now for Harris. Impressed with the patience of Augsburg. They've played a very heady game here. Now here's a shot attempt. Taken out on top by Alvarado. That'll skip wide. Came from about 25, 30 yards out. It's been a very tactical game, though. We had kind of a racehorse first about 15, 20 minutes where both teams were getting up and down the field pretty readily, and now we're going to have a foul called on the Aggies as Isaac Beckett got taken down about 30 yards away from his own goal. Free kick for UWS. But it has been a very patient game here so far between the two sides. Wiles off the foul call against the Aggies will take the free kick here for the Jackets. As he hits it over the top. Headed up in the air. Now Swallen will go to the far side. Outlet pass. Wagner. Swallen. Now JC to the far side of the field, and that one will go out. It'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Like I said, it's been a fun game to watch. It's been very tactical so far. Two skilled teams going at it, not exactly a surprise. This ball now near the side, intercepted by the Augies, and now coming forward is Johnson. Now on the edge of the Yellow Jacket 18, here's Harris, who's been dangerous all night. Misael Harris. Riera now over the face of goal. Here's a shot attempt, and the save is going to be made. Carver Tierney getting inside near the 6. Nice feed from Eric Riera. The save made. Sprawling save to his left by UWS keeper Patrick Sessions, and it keeps it a 1-0 game. Now a corner kick here for the Augies. This one will be taken by Asher Johnson from the near side corner flag. Bending ball comes in, headed up in the air there by Wiles, still not cleared. And now this one will be volleyed well over the top of everything on that far side. Sessions made a couple standing on his head type saves here in the second half. Otherwise, the Augies would be up by 2, maybe 3 goals here. Meanwhile, Massingham now is going to check back in for UWS. Hud back in also. Good to see him back in there after taking a ball to the noggin in the first half. Augies, meanwhile, bringing in some new players as well. Jacob Towell coming back in. As now off the restart. Wiles for the Jackets. Massingham heading it forward. Here's Bolt. Kyle Massingham. Massingham now to the outside. Flag stays down. Here's Watson. Playing it across the 6, and that one will be grabbed as Jake Kidd was coming in weak side. Smothered by Hodges. He'll hold on to it. Under 20 minutes now left in this one. By the way, Yellow Jacket fans, get the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear by visiting the Yellow Jacket Sideline store. Browse the latest styles of gear, including shirts, shorts, sweatshirts, outerwear, and more. The Yellow Jacket Sideline store can be found at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. Throw now on the far side for the Augies here with 19 minutes and 5 seconds remaining on the evening here. Now Watson for the Yellow Jackets offside throw. Massingham has the ball taken away from him, and now will be sent in the Yellow Jacket territory far side, and that one will run out of play. It'll be a throw for UWS. Rowan Wagner looks like he'll be the one to take it here, and he will. Now here's Bryce Bolt. Ball finds its way into the Augsburg 18 for Hodges. He'll give it a ride toward midfield. Wiles trying to head it down. Now here's Harris. This is dangerous as Misael Harris comes forward. Has a runner with him. Gives him the pass. Here's a shot right in on target, and it'll be saved. And now they're going to give a free kick to the Augies. They're going to say that was a pass back. Off the ball in on the right side, coming in at an angle to get the shot away for Augsburg was Diego Veit. And they're going to say that that was a pass back after the initial shot was saved by Sessions, and the rebound fell off of Adam Caffel. And they're going to give an indirect free kick here right at the 6. Don't see that call very often. Augsburg pleading for that call. The referee agreed with them. 17:20 remaining. So everybody for the Yellow Jackets on the goal line here. This is a weird scenario. You don't see this very often. It's an indirect free kick, by the way, so the Augies have to take one touch before they can get a shot away. Right now, Harris and Alvarado are standing over it. And you don't see this very often, but that was the call by our center referee. And the shot is taken by Alvarado off the touch from Harris, and it'll deflect out for a corner kick. It's the first time I've made that call this year where you've seen an indirect free kick in the 18-yard box. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that rule. Because they called a back pass on the Jackets on that one. That was the reason for it. Meantime, corner kick now for the Augies. This one off the crossbar to the far side. Now ball being popped up in the air. Jackets finally clearing it from danger. And now Harris. Augies now collecting in Yellow Jacket territory. On the far side, this is David Riera now. And that one will go out of play. So we've had some odd scenarios here so far tonight. Throw from Wagner now. In for Beckett. And the Augies now will set up. This is Richter on the near side in his own territory. This one now floor over the top. Looking for Harris. Jackets able to break it up. Here's Hud. Now he gets dispossessed. And a long shot now from Harris comes in on target, and that one will be grabbed now by Sessions. Jackets really haven't created much offensively. The Augies have dominated so far the second 45 minutes. But we're still at 1-0. Shot so far, by the way, in this half. 11-3 in favor of the Augies. And 5-0 in shots on goal. So they have asserted themselves in a big way here in the second 45 minutes. Now Riera. Harris playing it up the middle. Hud now will clear it near side. Now Harris, and we're going to have a foul called on Harvey McLaughlin. Free kick here now. For the Augies, we'll see who gets this one. Alvarado looks like he'll be the one to line it up. It actually looks like he'll give away now. It'll be Jacob Towle that'll come over and take it. And now he plays it short for Riera. Eric Riera now trying to cross it near post, and that one will be grabbed here by Patrick Sessions. He'll hold on to it here for UWS. Sessions really keeping the Jackets in it here in the second half. Leaves it now for Jacob Wiles. Wiles for the Jackets. Bryce Bolt will bring that one down near midfield. Now Alfie Hud can't control it. Another foul going to be called on Beckett here. And now he'll be the third Yellow Jacket to go into the book. So all three cards in this game to UWS. 13:33 remain to be played. Tau off the restart. Leaves it for Riera. Tau again now. Now Tau leaving it. Riera. Now ball comes back up the middle. Veet now to the far side with the pass. And now Watson for the Jackets coming back defensively. Will trigger it back the other direction. Here's Bryce Bolt. Bolt for the Yellow Jackets. 2-on-3 right now, waiting for help. As Jake Kidd with him. Now Bolt. Crossing it out in front. Cleared away. Now Beckett. Heading it down. Jacket bench wanted a foul call. None forthcoming. Now here come the Augies back on a counter. .12:30 time remaining on the evening. Still 1-0 in favor of Augsburg. Now to the far side, the Augies into the corner. And the tackle is made over there against Freddie Watson, and it will be a foul call here against the Augies. Looks like Valentin Soros getting ready to check back in here for the Jackets at the next opportunity. And we're going to have the clock stop now. $11:49 on the clock here. Still 1-0. Well, the Augies have come very close several times to making a multi-goal lead for themselves. The yellow card, by the way, to the Yellow Jacket bench, and now a turnover right off the restart here. As Massingham passes it out of play, it'll be a throw now for Eric Riera near side. Here's McLaughlin now. And this one will go out of play. It'll be a throw now for UWS. Davidson's going to come back in. Fertelman also back in. McLaughlin and Beckett are going to check out here with about 11 minutes remaining on the evening here. Throw comes in now. Here's Massingham. Bolt. Hud. Alfie Hudd lifting it near side, looking for Jake Kidd, and it comes into the Augsburg 18. And Hodges will take an opportunity now just to bleed a little clock. And he'll hold on to it here. Hodges giving it a ride to the far side. Headed down now by Wagner. Now on the wing, it's Gideon Lubin coming in. Jacob Wiles for the Jackets, able to break up the play, and now he'll send it near side for Massingham. Now Wiles picks out Massingham near side. Massingham now will send it wide. Here's Jake Kidd. Kidd for the Yellow Jackets. Now lay it back now for Caffel. Adam Caffel. Massingham. Caffel, 9.5 to play. Still 1-0. Same score we had at the break. Here's Watson now, leaving it Massingham. Crossing it in. Here's Bolt. Freddie Watson now. Watson. And played across the top of the 18. Cleared away by the Augies. Caffel now will switch it to the far side for Wagner. Wagner playing it on now. Ball coming in, and now getting an opportunity at it was Freddie Watson, and he leaves the header over the top of the bar. He had actually created some space. And the header goes high and over the top. Yagi's now going to bring Johnson back into the match, looks like. Clock stops, 8:59 now left. Off the goal kick, comes forward now. Here's Wiles. Intercepting. Looping it over the top now near side. Here's Jake Kidd. Kidd for the Yellow Jackets. Leaving it back now, Fertelman. Backside. In the middle now here is Seth Davidson, and Davidson tried to chest it down, couldn't control it, and ended up going over the end line. He got a pass on that side from Watson, who came in. Just couldn't quite handle it, bring it down, or get a shot away. And we'll have another goal kick here for Hodges. Now McLaughlin's going to return now off this goal kick. Hud's going to check out. And the goal kick from Christian Hodges to the far side. And he'll carry it high and over everything. Throw for Wagner now. Flicked up in the air. Now here's Bolt, and we're going to have a foul called here on Seth Davidson, I think, on that far side. And the Aggies will restart. They'll play it all the way back now for Hodges in his 18. Wagner trying to head it down. Now the Aggies trying to play it through the middle. It's intercepted by Kaffel. Massingham with the outside of his boot. Now near side. Here's Jake Kidd. Kidd now leaving it for Massingham. Playing it on now. Here's Davidson. Seth Davidson for the Yellow Jackets. Coming into the 18. Johnson clearing it for the Aggies toward midfield. Now Fertelman. McLaughlin will leave it for Massingham. Now Bryce Bolt. Playing it for Kidd. That one taken by the Aggies. They'll clear it out. 6.5 to play. Kaffel for UWS on the throw. Bolt. All took a couple of deflections, and now the Aggies. Munzing for Augsburg plays it for Asher Johnson, far side. Now Harris has it taken off of his foot on a nice defensive play by Rowan Wagner. Now the Jackets, as the game beginning to get a little bit stretched here. Watson, Bolt. And then the return pass will be cleared out of play by Augsburg. It'll be a throw for UWS. 5:53 and counting remaining on the evening here. Wagner taking his time walking over now. We'll take the throw here as the clock stops with 5:51 on the clock. Stick around, by the way. Our post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy will begin once we go final here. Not sure which Augsburg player is down across the way, by the way. It's a long way from my vantage point here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. The Jackets, after today, they'll be on the road this coming weekend to take on Northwestern. I think it's Jay-Z that might have been down there. Samson Jay-Z for Augsburg, who's gone all the way as a central defender for Coach Greg Holker and company. And now he's walking off with not much of a limp. Maybe he'll come back in. I'm not sure. In the meantime, here's a throw now on the far side. Wagner go long in the box. Ball up the middle. Flick toward the goal. Still in the 18. Davidson trying to bring it down. The Aggies now clearing it back up the middle. Fertelman now stepping to his right. Orlando Fertelman turns, gets a shot away, and he just misses the far post. Might have gotten a piece of it. In fact, it looks like he did. It'll be a corner kick. He got his hand on it. And now Massingham will take a corner kick near side. Massingham bending a ball in. Punched away now by Hodges to the far side of the field. And here's Watson for the Jackets, keeping it in. Watson now on the end line, trying to cross it into the 6. Ball's still loose. Couple players shooting for it. Taking a shot. It looked like there was Kidd for the Jackets, and then it took the deflection out. Another quick throw now from Wagner. And the Aggies now will send it toward midfield. Capel trying to bring it down. Fertelman for UWS now coming forward. And the ball taken off of his foot. Now here's Bryce Bolt. Bolt now trying to play it into the 6. Kidd and Riera now. And they're going to call a foul on Jake Kidd here. That's a nice call for Augsburg by our center referee. It'll be a free kick now coming up. Now they're going to stop the clock again here. 4:08 now left. And off the goal kick, or the free kick, excuse me, will go out of play. Throw coming up now for the Jackets. Capel on the toss. Now here's Davidson. McLaughlin. Davidson heading in the middle. Kidd. Back for Seth Davidson. Davidson crossing it back post. Headed just wide of Freddie Watson. Now Wagner. Bolt at a sharp angle. Back across the face of goal now on the other side by Massingham. That one cleared away. Now here's Fertelman. Jackets buzzing here. Massingham now trying to bring it down. Fertelman. Now for McLaughlin. Now Massingham leaving it on McLaughlin. And now he'll draw a corner kick as he tried to play it across the 6. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Corner kick for the Jackets now near side. Harvey McLaughlin lining it up. McLaughlin lifting it toward the 6. Headed down, and the save will be made. Grabbed by Hodges as Wagner rose up and got his head to it at the 6. Now Hodges giving it a ride back across midfield. Wagner will head it down. Now Carver Tierney for Augsburg. Laying it off now, Munzing. To the far side now, the Augs are going to try some time wasting in the corner on that far side. Now McLaughlin will head it back. And they're going to call a foul now on Jake Kidd. As going down there on that one was Jeffrey Richter. And now the referee giving a yellow card now to Jake Kidd. So now that's 4 yellow cards on the Jackets. Aggies don't have any. .120 now left. Jackets going to have to hurry here. Call the foul on the Aggies on that play on the far side off the free kick. Now here's Bryce Bolt for UWS. Seth Davidson laying it off now. Here's Freddie Watson. Watson trying to get a shot away. That one blocked by traffic. Now Watson's ball up the middle. Takes a deflection as we go under a minute now left. Here's Bolt. Watson now, and it's too far for him. And Augsburg looks like they might escape here with the win. They're going to take as much time as they possibly can on this goal kick here. Again, our post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy coming up in just a few moments here as Hodges gives it a ride to the far side. And now we're going to have a stop to the clock, and the Aggies are going to get a yellow card on that one, I think. Yep. Asher Johnson going to go into the book. Actually, it's Carver Tierney. So 23 seconds now left. So Carver Tierney into the book. Throw from Wagner. 20 seconds now left. Johnson now for the Aggies will clear it over midfield, and that'll just about do it here. 10 seconds now left. Kaffel's going to have to pump it a long way forward. 5 seconds now left. 4. Davidson turns, gets a shot away. That one is deflected, and Augsburg is going to hold on, and they're going to win it by the score of 1-0. Yellow Jackets' 8-game winning streak goes by the wayside, and Augsburg improves to 12-1 with the 1-0 victory. We'll take a quick break and come back with our post-game, sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
Yellow Jacket Sports.
Have you downloaded Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets? Get started and receive 200 points just for registering and 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. Post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy as the Yellow Jackets have their 8-game winning streak snapped by the number 10 ranked team in the country as the Aggies of Augsburg College defeat the Yellow Jackets by the score of 1-0. It was quite the ball game here tonight. Two teams going right at each other, two skilled teams going at it, and the game certainly did live up to it in this one. The Yellow Jackets giving up the lone goal of the contest, the game winner from Mizell Harris of the Aggies, coming unassisted at 26:40. It was a long ball that was played over the top as we jump to our post-game summary. A long ball that was played over the top in Yellow Jacket territory, and it was really an individual effort by Harris that led to the goal. He was going 1-on-2 against a couple of Yellow Jacket defenders. As he collected the ball, Harris made a move to the inside around Yellow Jacket central defender Jacob Wiles. Rowan Wagner also coming back defensively, and I thought maybe they would be able to make the play on it. But Harris able to get just enough space to get a shot away with the right foot. Might have even taken a deflection, as I mentioned. I'd have to go back and look at the replay. But it's Harris's goal, his 7th of the season. That goal coming at 26:40 the first half, and that's the only scoring we had tonight. Gave the Aggies the 1-0 victory. Final numbers from this one. Augsburg outshooting the Yellow Jackets. A lot of shots tonight. Total of 36 shots between the two sides. Augsburg had 20, the Yellow Jackets had 16. As far as shots on goal, the Augies had 10, the Yellow Jackets had 5. Both teams had 5 corner kicks. A total of 6 yellow cards were handed out in the game, 5 of them against the Yellow Jackets. Fouls in the game, the Yellow Jackets with 10, the Augies with 6. 3 offsides were called in the contest, 2 of them against the Augies. In terms of goalkeeper saves, Yellow Jackets starter Patrick Sessions, who, by the way, would be my nominee and my pick for post-game show player of the game. He was really good, especially in the second half. The Augies in that second half, by the way, outshooting the Yellow Jackets. Didn't end up being as much of a hefty margin as I thought it might be, but they outshot the Yellow Jackets by a 13-8 count in that second half. But they also placed 7 shots on target, while the Yellow Jackets only had 2 shots on target. And some of those saves that Patrick Sessions made in the second half were of the spectacular variety, really quick reflexes by Sessions. He made a couple of huge saves, especially early in the second half when the Augies were pressing for a possible second and maybe even had they scored one, a third goal. So Sessions, to me, your post-game show player of the game for the Yellow Jackets in this one. UWS with the loss now, 8-4 overall. They're still 6-0 in the UMAC. The Augies improved to 12-1 overall. They're still 3-1 in the MIAC. Up next for the Yellow Jackets this coming Saturday, they'll take on Northwestern for the second time here in 2025. They'll be down at Reynolds Field down in St. Paul, 6:30 p.m., the opening kick of that one. They'll next be at home a week from this Saturday, October 18th, taking on Cron College for the second time here in the 2025 campaign. 3:30 p.m., the opening kick there, 3:15 the pregame with yours truly. That'll be game 2 of a doubleheader. The women will lead things off against the Polars at 1 o'clock that day. Those games, by the way, will both be Yellow Jacket TV broadcasts only. In the meantime, a big thank you to Chris Allen, who is my engineer back in the studio at 91.3 FM, and also to Bailey Nygaard, who was my engineer with Yellow Jacket TV. We hope that everybody that either listened or watched the game today enjoyed the broadcast. We hope you'll join us for more Yellow Jacket men's soccer as the 2025 season rolls on. So for Chris back at 91.3 FM and Bailey with Yellow Jacket TV, this is Matt Johnson. One more time, repeating the final score. Augsburg defeats the Yellow Jackets in non-conference action. The number 10 ranked Augies edge the Yellow Jackets. Final score here, Augsburg 1, Yellow Jackets nothing. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. This has been Yellow Jacket Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.